That song, it was a good day.
Yes.
Where does it take you to, Papa?
Oh, I can tell you clearly where it takes me.
Yeah.
It takes me to a time when I lived in London before I eventually moved to Manchester.
Right.
But I traveled to Manchester because a friend of mine was married to an Irish wife.
Yes.
I slaved in that house in regards to eating because I remember that song because they ate a lot of plants in that house.
They were vegetarian.
Yes. And I'm a guy of nyama. I love my meat. So she would serve some unusual food that had like about 1.5 kilos of what I would call leaves.
Yes.
And something that resembled meat, which it was not meat.
Yes.
So they would ask me, "Are you full?"
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "I'm full, but I need to take a walk because there was a park literally across." So I would go downstairs to a chippy that was like 5 minutes down and fill my stomach with chips and cod.
Fish and chips.
Yes. And enjoy it and salivate and put all the sauces. Then I'd walk back. And obviously, I'd have to praise her food because I'm in her house.
Indeed, yes.
But dude, I have never eaten so many leaves in my life. Yeah, like, I don't know, asparagus and lettuce. I mean, I'll eat it today, but there's some nyama somewhere there.
I like that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The protein's got to be there, Papa.
Exactly. And good protein. One that I'm acquainted to. So that song reminded me of... It didn't remind me of the leaves, but it reminded me of that particular time.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So, obviously, now we know that you're in the UK. Now, timelines, Prof.
Yes.
Maurice Matheka, what's his backstory? Let's start. When did we leave Kenya? You're Kenyan. When did we leave? When did we leave? We were going to school, I'm assuming.
Yes, we were.
We went to study. And when was that? Now, pick it up from there, Prof.
It was in 95.
Very good.
I left here when I was 19.
Good man.
To do my A levels.
Good one.
Which I did.
Good one. In the UK now.
Yes. Actually, going to the UK was more punishment because I was like really misbehaving here.
Baba. When you're punished, you're sent to the UK.
Yeah, that's the kind of punishment.
You're sent shads. But that's proper punishment.
Which works. It works well because what happens is you're told that all I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a stipend, and because I've lived there for a long time, I know what life looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to make sure you don't have too much money. You have enough money to survive as a student.
Right.
You're going to go to a job center. You're going to basically register, and you're going to do all these menial jobs in factories and stuff like that. So I did a lot of that. That's why today I cannot look down on a waiter or anybody else.
I love that.
And then there's something he told me. This is my late dad. He told me that you'll start to appreciate your own coin.
Come on.
When you make your first money, instead of being reliant to me. And he used to tell me, by the way, I have money, you are poor. You need to understand that. I have the money, you are poor. Yeah, whatever girlfriends you put into my car, she might as well be our girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, so you are poor. I need you to understand. Even when you're there, you're going to be like a peasant and stuff. Plus, you're an alien because you're in a different country. Yeah, so I did my studies, got to work in factories, things that most Kenyans will never understand or do.
Yes.
If you gave them the same version here, they'll probably just stay at home. Because it's beneath them and stuff like that.
There we go.
But it teaches you how just to be responsible. How to manage your time, how to wake up early and stuff like that. Did my first degree, didn't really want to practice it. And then instead of being there for 3-4 years, I spent 11 years. But it was beautiful because then I found what I do now.
Indeed.
The study of human sexuality. And I've never looked back.
Okay, so you finished your first degree, bruv.
Yes.
How did we get now? What happened 22 years ago?
Yes.
When's that? Is it? Because you say almost 22, bruv.
Yes.
It's got to be 22 in Jan, Feb?
It's going to be, the exact date should be around August, September.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, what happened 22 years ago, 21 plus years ago that then the legend was born? What was that moment?
It was a moment where I just wanted to do what all the other Kenyan students were not doing. I've always been the black sheep, so I just wanted to go against the fold.
The grain, right?
Yeah. So doing the study of humans was exciting. I didn't really know what it was about until I did it.
Yeah.
My only panic was when I get home, nobody is going to understand what this is. What people don't know is when I got home, I was lucky enough to have a friend who told me, because you like listening to Nini Washera, why don't you, go and apply for a job to do radio?
Yes.
And I said, I've never studied radio or I've never done journalism. And my friend told me, you know what, you just don't have to study. You just have to sound the way you do.
Yes.
And I went and, I got to do that for a while. But what people didn't know is that's the time I was marketing myself by talking to groups of women for free.
Now let's be clear, because Abstract, Nini Washera, the actress.
Yeah.
Right. And then she used to have a show on the 19th floor, right?
Yes.
And it was a nighttime gig.
Yes. Correct.
And she used to talk anything and everything.
And that was the only show I listened to because she was talking about sexuality.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was somebody in Kenya who could do that.
There we go.
Freely.
I mean, I remember listening to her and just wanted to lick her face. Lick the speaker, I'm sorry.
I don't know about the licking, but I like that voice. I'll probably lick my lips.
Yes. So, brother, so obviously, that, and I like what you've heard Abstract, what Maurice has said.
Yeah.
Because now that was the foundation. You are marketing and pitching yourself.
Yes. Talking
the one time
for free.
Talking for free.
Yes.
You see, that's the key word there.
Yeah.
Free.
For free.
And then it went from that nighttime gig. When did you then now realize that, damn, nigga, I now have what we call constituency?
Yes. Just one day it hit me. And that was that. I can't give you a specific time. It's just
it just hit you that
it
I
just
can
hit
charge
me
for this.
that I can now charge for this.
I love it.
I need to be confident about it.
I love it.
Like that. Facebook had just come in.
There we go.
I remember saying something on Facebook and I got a lot of slack. But there's something I told myself. You have to take the slack so you can make it. Because the people who are giving you slack are going to be your followers if you're consistent. And one thing I said one day I'm going to be an authority on relationship and sexuality in this country. Wow. You could not say that in 2008 on Facebook. You just couldn't.
Yeah.
But I dared myself and I did it. And voila, here I am. You see, if you're not persistent, if you the one thing you're not supposed to do is stop reading the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the same guys who hate you are the ones waiting for you to post again.
Trust
They're your
me.
biggest fans.
Yeah, I know.
They're your haters, but they're your biggest fans. And they're the ones who go out there and market you very well.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. And any publicity is good publicity.
Always.
But the one thing is know your craft. That's the difference between knowing your craft and being a quirk.
Okay. You see, Maurice says that one of the key reasons that I said you must come.
Yes.
All right. Because, I'm not saying that other people do not talk sense.
Yeah.
Okay. But you are a flag-waving, card-carrying member of one of those people of the male population of the human race, who I think women come to you also to explain. Women are from Venus, men are from Mars.
Yeah. Yes.
Explain to us these Martians, for we know not what the hell they are. And when you talk about hate, I want to ask you, it's a two-part question, because my woman hates. See, I raised my voice there.
Yes.
Andrew Kibe. A lot of us men,
Yes.
I'm like, oh, go
My nigga.
chief. You see, like even you,
Right.
and you find that most women they hate what his opinions or the fact that he vocalizes them,
Right.
but they'll literally, most of those two clicks and those two hits, those are from women. Like, let's hear how our men think.
Yeah.
As much as my man doesn't have the balls to say what this guy says. Yeah.
Yes.
I watch it to scare.
Yes.
How do you, because you spoke about, any publicity is good publicity.
Yes.
How do you reconcile that? That's number one. And then number two, what has been your darkest day, bruv? Before, there was that day you said, you know what? There's a light at the end of this tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to figure there. Because obviously there was that day when it was light bulb moments. Imagine I could start charging for this shite.
Yes.
But before that, there must have been like, man, my tide is tired. Sorry, Baba. I know that's 2 questions in one. I was looking at the time for the news, and you love to talk, and I don't like to stop you.
My darkest time is probably when I was starting. There was a lot of fight. Like, for example, if I'm in a group, pushback from women.
Yes.
You know the type of women who will ask you, "Are you mansplaining?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of those. I don't get them anymore.
Yeah.
I grew out of that. I cracked the shell. But there was a lot of mansplaining people.
Not funny.
And I just thought, you know what? It was the universe that was throwing them at me to see if I can deal.
I like that.
Because let me tell you something. If you can't deal, then you don't deserve to be who you are today.
I like that.
So I just dealt with them. And at some point you find we become friends because then they understand I'm not the enemy.
I like that.
Do you see what I'm saying? Because there's always this perception of when men are talking about women, they're about to crush us.
There we go.
Then at some point she's listening, but she's not hearing. When she starts to hear, she goes like, hold on. I have a feeling you're saying the same thing I want you to say, but you're saying it in a different way.
There we go.
And then there's also the thing of the breed of men who can speak is dying out.
Ouch.
Wow.
Oh, hold up.
The breed that can speak out and speak their truth. And yes, I can see why women don't like Andrew Kibe, but within Andrew Kibe is a brand. And all he did is he told himself, for this to work out, I have to look like I hate women. And he went with it.
Yes.
And he went with it.
Yes.
So if you're mature, you need to know behind Andrew Kibe is a facade of a guy who has bought into whatever he talks about.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And he sold it well because he's got a lot of followers.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's understood the dynamic of making money because he's doing it to make money.
Yes,
he's not doing it because he likes his lips next to a mic.
I like that.
He likes to make money. So he's understood that formula.
Right.
Whereas there's another guy who's trying to be very soft, but that guy behind closed doors, women are saying, oh my God, this guy's so soft.
Yeah, true.
I would never go on a date with him.
Yes.
But Andrew Kibe, he's a bit of a dick. But I would go out with him as long as I'm not seen. That's the difference.
So listen, I don't know. Look, do you also find, because this is when you talk about and you talk to women,
yes,
at the beginning, was there pushback from the guys? Because I remember Maurice, the first time we met a long time ago.
Yes, we did.
You see, it's very smooth. Yeah.
Operator.
No, and he speaks well. He looks decent enough. I mean, we're no Chimanos here, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and clearly he's got the gift of a gap. I remember saying, let me make this guy my boy. Because 2 things will happen.
Yeah.
Like a moth to the flame,
Yeah.
my dame what I say. And then because he's my boy, me, my woman, they say,
Save.
Bas.
I love the way you did that calculation.
That's good.
Did you get a lot of pushback from my gents?
Yes. Basically because the ones that gave me pushback, their thought process is, this is a competition, which it's not.
There we go.
It's not a competition.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we live in an environment where apparently everybody is trying to katia everybody, which is not real.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? And then people need to understand there's different categories of men. I don't have to katia your woman. The one who's katia your woman, he's an opportunist. That's why we call them mafisis. They are hyenas. They're scavengers.
Okay.
Yes, they see women by chance. They're not like us. They're not like us. I don't need to rush something. You know what I'm saying? If I want to meet a woman, I'll meet her because I will put in the work. There's another guy who doesn't want to put in the work. He wants to slide a drink here. He wants to invite somebody for this. He likes shortcuts that don't work for him.
Hey, Baba.
You know what I'm saying?
Matheka for president 22. Listen, brother. You're gonna pause you there.
Okay.
because we're going into the news. Now, we asked you for a list of songs. We've played It's a Good Day.
Yes.
So we're going to go into news, then we're going to play one more.
Yes.
What song is it going to be? We've got...
it's going to be Superstar by Luther Vandross.
And I remember you saying, why that particular song, bruv?
It's a song that my dad used to play in the car.
I love it.
It's also a very beautiful song that I saw him sing.
There we go.
At Manchester Arena.
Enough said. Luther Vandross, Maurice MCA in the studio. Questions, get into Spice FM KE. Ask them now. Let's go into the news.
You are listening to
Sugar and spice and everything nice. Oh yeah, Spice FM.
Spice Up Your Life. Spice.
His old man who told him that, boss, me I have color, you are poor. Okay? He's taking off to high school in the UK because there is indeed a bit of structure and discipline.
Okay.
All right? And then he went and studied his first degree and decided, you know what, I've got the paper, all right? I've got the certificate, but this is not where I am happy and content. And after doing all those menial jobs that people who have got on a jet plane, right? And they're still going to go and tafuta those jobs now, by the way, right? If not in the UK, I mean, there are a lot of people who go to Stato and a lot of them are still doing those nursing home jobs, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Right, bruv?
Crazy hours, man.
Yeah.
And trucks.
Like 2-3 jobs. It's
You
crazy.
know.
Yeah. You never get to sleep.
Flipping burgers and cleaning toilets.
Exactly.
Yeah, you cannot do them.
Yeah.
No.
But then look at my Joe.
You're the
I'm doing
person.
something. And 22, 23 years later, he is not only locally, but the region's go-to sexologist. Maurice Matheka is in the studio now. Listen, if you want to follow him, what are your handles there, bruv?
Maurice Matheka on Instagram. That's the one I would definitely recommend.
Right.
Facebook, yes. Twitter, which is now X.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you've got a question,
How do you go about it? That's dial number 0719-012-600 or Spice FMKE on both X and Facebook. Or better, our individual social media pages will be AM _ and DJ Abstract or
Edward, EDWARD, clearly space Kerry, CAREY space KWACH. Now, like we said, it's all about Transformational Thursday, where we aspire to inspire people who their journey epitomizes grit, and I dare say that's why Maurice is here. And we started his journey. He was out in the UK. Maurice then decided to get the degree. What was you studied this, brother? And
yes.
What did that study entail?
It entailed 2 years of gender psychology, where you just understand how people think and the different types of relationship settings that we have, other than just the heterosexual one, and just breaking down how humans behave psychologically to one another, and why relationships work and why they don't, and what really love is. And love, basically, if you really whisk it down, it's a cocktail of neurochemicals.
Okay.
But we tend to describe it as this infinite, amazing feeling, when sometimes, especially sexually, can be one of the most useless emotions we have.
Right.
Because lust is one emotion that we never discuss.
There we go.
Yet
that's true.
For activities to happen in some bedrooms,
there must be lust.
You need lust as an ingredient.
Yes.
Yeah. True.
You know, it's like I always tell people, good sex is like ice cream, whereas relationships are like salt. Most people like putting salt in their food to make the food taste better, but you never remember salt when you have ice cream.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying to scare you.
Hey, you know, but
Are you? Yeah. Are you recording this thing?
the big time.
What? Okay. Now, my God. Anyway, so 2 years back. As soon as you said that, because there was a movie, I don't know, Mel Gibson back in the day, I don't know if you watched it, What Women Want.
Yes.
So, as soon as you said, what it entails.
Yes.
For you to get where you've got to. I'm like, one, then it's very hard to lie to you. Right? And two, you clearly are in a position where if you sit down with people, this I know, right? Because clearly we speak.
Yeah.
You can tell this person is into this one is not into this one is using this one. Yani, you can dissect it and break it down quick, fast.
Yes. I was trained to profile people, in short.
Thank you. Profiling.
Yeah. But actually, in most
Which
cases,
sometimes I try and snap out of, but it's just engraved in me. I profile a lot.
Right?
Yeah. Even when I go out
Yes.
somewhere,
Yeah.
socializing in
Yeah.
a club or whatever,
Yeah.
I end up profiling, whether I like it or not.
Do
The worst thing is
people
this.
find it scary or
No,
more
no, no.
attractive?
They'll only know I'm doing it if they tune into my energy. They'll know I'm doing it.
Maurice, be slow with me, man. Be slow with me. What the hell does that mean? Tune into it. Nigga!
frequency. Edward Coach, clear.
If they suddenly
I was starting
notice,
to like you, but then that goes there.
no,
Tune
if they
into my energy.
suddenly start to notice
Yeah.
that I'm actually breaking them down
All right. All
without
right.
me knowing.
Yes, yes.
And that's when I've actually had somebody say like, "Why are you reading me?"
Come on.
And at that point is when it hits me. Oh my God, I am.
Yes, yes.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah,
I've done it for so long.
Right.
And you see, the unfortunate thing is this. It's very hard not to pretend, and sometimes I want to pretend so I can fit in.
Come on.
I know.
It's a very scary place
Right. Right.
because you know you're pretending, so you're lying to yourself just to adapt to what people think normal is.
Okay.
Yet that's what I find abnormal.
Okay, let me say, like they say, a doctor will die from the same disease he treats other people.
Correct.
That's one.
Yes.
I'm picking from what you said.
Yes.
And everything is mythical. Or size matters, size does not matter. How do I get to know my woman? They're all the same. The way I did this to this one, I can do this to this one. How do you go about it? Like, you can tell this one likes this, because most of them, like there's a chick who told me some of the chicks go to play for the other team. They become lesbians because of the sexual traumas. Maybe when they're growing up, something happened to them. Maybe a close relative. How can one help maybe a spouse or a partner get over that?
Of being a lesbian.
Okay.
But there are plenty of lesbians who could be listening to this and saying, you know what, that's
lie.
just hogwash, because that's not their experience.
Yeah.
So not everyone is having the same experience that gets them somewhere.
True.
Yeah, because I've also met women who have said, you know what, I decided to be bi and then went over to the other side, and I prefer women because women are sensual, and the men around me, which means the pool of men around her, it doesn't mean all men were not giving or delivering that sensuality that she needs.
Okay.
That's her truth. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean there's another woman or women who've ended up where she is, went through the same path. Everyone has a reason.
Okay. And how do you get to understand your woman's body language, love language? Is this verbally, or this something you get to know as time goes by, or just throw things until
the
you
first
get
thing
the right
men
one?
need to do is we need to relinquish our ego of we know everything. We don't.
Okay.
Even today, as a sexologist, I still prefer, as much as I understand a woman's body, I still prefer to ask her how she likes her contours examined and explored.
Okay.
Then I can enforce my skills in her pathway.
Okay.
Do you see?
Yeah.
A woman is a roadmap to the pleasure we want her to have.
Okay.
So if you don't ask her, how do you know? I mean, let's put it this way. If you rub a woman's knees, how much excitement do you think you're going to give her? Why are you rubbing on the knees?
Oh my God.
If you start to cuddle her cheeks, I'm giving you the areas that most men will not cuddle. How do you know she's not going to get pleasure? But if you ask her what she likes, instead of copy-pasting what you've done for the last 20, 30 years, don't you think you're going to be able to enforce certain stimulus of pleasure that she really likes, that could even be better than what she's ever received? Why? Because you have the skill set, but you followed her roadmap.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like a rally driver and myself, or the three of us here. We can all agree we're not Formula One drivers, correct? Okay. But we can agree, just like a Formula One driver, we can follow a roadmap.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
So if the woman's body is the roadmap, why do we start doing off-road business with women's bodies?
Okay.
That's why they say we're terrible in bed, because we don't ask the right questions.
True. Okay, let me ask you. Like him, people meet him and they'll want him to say a certain phrase because of radio and everything.
Right.
So have you ever been approached by a chick and they're like, so we try and see if you're like what you say you are?
Yes, all the time. All the time.
Oh my God, are you serious, bruv?
Yeah.
Oh, lucky you.
Man.
No. But actually, I don't know why this is, Maurice.
Yes.
That's a good one. You, when you're hit on by a chick and she comes hard and strong,
Yeah.
it scares most people, most men. In fact, you're like, what the hell is this nonsense? In fact, it's frightening. You're like, no. Yeah? You've got to be the one who's, maybe there's that mutual attraction thing going on, but if a woman's down enough, you know what? Let's go and get freaky. You're like, oh,
Hey.
what? No. Why is that, bro? What's wrong with this?
Most men have not been told that women can also engage, can initiate.
Yes.
It's always been the man to initiate.
Yeah.
So whenever the woman comes on strong,
Yes.
first and foremost, there's a man who only the men who only have a certain roadmap, and the roadmap is
Yeah.
I need to slave a bit
Right.
and then conquer. But now that it's being dished to me,
Yes.
I don't know how to handle this.
Thank you.
I don't know how to handle something where I'm not fighting for it a bit.
Yeah.
But-
So that's very important. But there's something the two of you do not know. Because of who I am, if we went somewhere where there were women and they recognize all the three of us, the women would gravitate towards talking to the two of you before they do me. Because apparently I'm intimidating. Apparently I know so much. So
Thank you.
what
Yes.
has she got to offer me?
Yes.
Like
yes.
you've seen it all.
Right.
So I can't be your it.
I like that.
Do you see what I'm saying?
That's so true. Yeah.
Yet
Yeah, I get
that's
that.
just nonsense.
Yeah.
I've always loved vanilla. I don't take vanilla ice cream as a sexologist. I take it as a human. I lick it the same way I used to lick it when I was younger. Okay, obviously I've advanced my lickery, but
Just segue into the question, because you live a normal life, bruv.
yes.
How was it? Tell me your
Actually, the
worst.
simpler the better.
Yes, your worst relationship experience. Whether it was before, or since you came back, or since now you've established yourself
Yeah.
as the go-to number one dude.
The worst.
Because you got family, right?
Yeah. The worst is, I got involved with a woman who likes knives.
Mother,
I didn't know she likes knives.
please tell me she.
I didn't know she used to work in a circus, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I got to know is because I got calls from other guys.
Yeah.
And they warned
nigga.
me.
Yeah.
Guys who knew her
Yeah.
said at some point,
Yes.
you are going to be, what is it that they
Yeah, you're
throw
the
knives
board.
at?
You're the
You're going to
dartboard.
be that board.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Eh.
my God.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus. And clearly that was while you were away,
No, that was here.
Chief. And here we're not trained very well. Eh?
Baze.
Yes, Nani died. What happened?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
See, there's a knife to his nuts.
Hey, those are the ones.
Okay. And then
Well, the knives never went that low. I never
Yes,
allowed
yes.
them. But
Yeah.
but the minute I got a whiff of it, it was done. I don't drag things out.
And you've come back, bruv. You're there with Nino Ashera on her late night show,
Yes. Listening to her. Yes.
listening, and then you're establishing yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Then you decide, listen, this is what I'm going to do. Maurice Matheka, you know what's cooking. Now, we have studied this for 2 years, my friend. We have built some sort of critical mass. We've got base, we've got platform.
Actually, it was 4 years. The
4
general
years.
psychology was 2.
Wow.
Then 2 years in the field.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Then we're like, let's press play. So obviously it's word of mouth.
Yes. Though I wasted a lot of money in the, back those ads you'd put in the paper.
Classified.
No one ever called.
Are you serious?
No one ever called.
This is where the grit comes in.
Yeah.
How long did you do that for?
I did that for like about 3 years. It was just wasted money. But looking at it now, it was part of the journey. All these things are the ones that either keep you afloat or they teach you that you're a quitter.
I like that.
Yeah, too.
I like that.
Yeah, I just won with it, man. But the minute I realize in Kenya, word of mouth is everything.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hence why Kenyans always ask, so do you know somebody who's done it before?
Yeah.
We love that reference.
Right.
So after I went out there and women got to understand, okay, this guy knows his stuff, then they trusted me with their friends, with their aunties, with their mothers. Then I knew I was in business. Because you're not the business. The people are
Exactly.
The people are the business.
Because, abstract, and as you're listening, wherever you are, we sat to that panel, right?
Okay.
There was even the author. What's her name?
Vivian.
And another lady here was
Queen.
the MC. Yes? Yeah,
Queen, yes.
And we were furniture. Those 300 Kenyans
Yeah.
who were there were hanging on to, and I've never felt like furniture before. Were hanging on to this guy's every last word. And I was like, man, Mr. Matheka's done made it. But then it begged the question, Prof, because clearly it's not just, and not to besmirch anyone.
Right.
Yeah? But remember Mombasa Raha, no names mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
remember.
yes.
And I was like, okay, so what is this? Sexy chick is just, she's got the audacity to come out there and, let's do A, B, C, D. But that's totally polarized from what
Yeah, true.
Maurice does. Is that the reason why you are still, no one else, I don't know if anyone else does it, but clearly very few people are in this industry because it is not only the time and the effort. Yeah.
It's knowledge
It's the knowledge.
and skill. Know your stuff. You can't say you're something. The problem is, and I'm sure you guys will relate to this, is I'll give you a scenario. We're sat down with guys in the aviation industry and there's a pilot. So they're talking about planes.
Yeah.
What do I know about planes? I just know how to book a ticket,
But-
get on it,
Yes.
sit down,
Yeah.
strap up, hope the thing lands at some point,
Yes.
and wait for a meal before the landing,
There we go.
correct?
Right.
Yeah, true.
But you find Kenyans who are arguing with the pilot. This guy has thousands of flying hours.
That's so true, by the
But
way.
there's a
But
Kenyan-
wages,
who's probably flown in one plane
Yes.
by chance,
Yeah.
but he has an opinion.
Yes.
I think the whole everyone is entitled to an opinion is not a good thing,
I like that.
because then you allow people to come and dilute your trade.
I like that.
Yeah, true.
I can tell you one thing: there are more Kenyan sexologists than there are pilots.
Everyone has got a
Yes,
opinion.
and just because you can climb a bed, it doesn't mean you're a sexologist. And everyone has to sleep in one.
That one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Those are the struggles we have. So be genuine. One, I deal with women.
Right.
They're sensitive, and women don't pay for rubbish.
Come on.
If you tell a woman, this is what I'm going to transform you to, whether it takes 1 session, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, make her feel that she's special, number one. You can't be in my trade and not be able to make somebody feel special, because beyond the reason why she called me, when I meet her, I realize there are other underlining issues which then take back the initial thing that I thought. Now let's bring forward what you really came here for. Let's deal with that first. And one of those things is confidence. We all need confidence. And sometimes we don't have confidence because life has beaten us down, or our partner beat us down.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. If a woman's told that her private area is, are the ugliest somebody's ever seen, that's really denting.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yet she couldn't tell me that on the phone, but once I start profiling her, whatever it is she thought she needed, now I need to steer her to, first let's deal with your confidence. And if there's a psychological matter I cannot deal with, I will then refer you to an expert, because I'm not a jack of all trades. Hence why I'm not a psychiatrist.
True.
But there's a Kenyan who would be everything. He's your plumber, he's your psychiatrist, he's your pilot. Just stick to your niche.
Damn it. Listen, so Maurice, and I remember, when we spoke. Yeah?
Yes.
And because if you listen to Maurice Abstract, you think that, and the listener would just think, no, Yani, you just talk to women. But what if there's a dude out there like, listen, is it not possible that you talk to me and my woman, Amma? Do you also just talk to, do you also help dudes?
I help dudes. I help dudes, but I have more stories about women because women open up easier than dudes.
Why is that, bruv? Or ego?
Dudes have been told that they're not allowed to have bad days, yet we're human.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to cry.
That's true. That's true.
We were created with the same anatomy of being able to cry.
Pass.
Yes, as women. So you're allowed to say, I'm having a tough time.
Sharp.
Yeah.
But especially with the African mentality, there's no way I can call Matheka. Calling Matheka is allowing myself to tell myself that I am at a dead end. But you are. We've all been to dead ends.
Yes.
And sometimes we relied on a friend's wisdom to tell you, because I'm outside, I can see where your problem is. And then they steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, I like to call it the mirror theory. Like, you need a mirror because it doesn't mean confident.
Yes.
But you need to reassure yourself.
Yes.
That's you. So that's you confiding in someone.
Yes. And then look at it this way. You guys are here in a radio station. There are a lot of guys who aspire to be you. Do you know what I'm saying?
True.
There's a woman out there who'd be like, why can't you be as fine as
Hallelujah.
our friend here?
Yeah?
And then that guy gets to hate you.
Yeah, true. But that's
Yet
so
he
true.
should have looked within himself and known that it's not really about abstract. What she's saying is, I'm not being the man I could be.
Come on.
Thank you.
Spice.